Do not mistake access for appreciation. Some are near you only because they benefit from your kindness, from your effort, from your generosity. But the moment they can no longer extract from you, they will reveal their true nature. The illusion of loyalty will fade, and you will see them for what they are, passers-by, not companions. And yet, you keep proving yourself to them, keep justifying your presence, keep explaining your worth, as if their recognition has the power to define you. But tell me, what have they done to deserve such an effort? What have they built? What have they sacrificed? What weight have they carried that grants them the authority to judge your value? The need for validation is a prison disguised as freedom. It lures you in with the promise of acceptance, whispering that if only they approve of you, if only they acknowledge your worth, then you will finally be at peace. But peace built on the opinions of others is an illusion, fragile, fleeting, and never truly yours. Because the moment you depend on their approval, you become a slave to their judgment. Look at how you bend yourself to fit their expectations, how you silence your own voice to make room for theirs, how you shape your life around their fleeting opinions as if they hold the power to define you. But the truth is, those who crave validation will never find it, because it is a thirst that cannot be quenched. No matter how much praise you receive, no matter how many people applaud you, it will never be enough. Because deep down, you know the truth. You were never meant to live for them. The world is full of those who will praise you today and forget you tomorrow, who will lift you up only to enjoy the spectacle of your fall. Their approval is not a measure of your worth. It is a reflection of their own fickle nature. And yet, you give them power. You let their words determine your confidence. Let their recognition dictate your purpose. Let their indifference make you question your own existence. But what happens when they stop looking? When their attention drifts elsewhere, do you cease to exist? Does your worth disappear the moment they stop acknowledging it? If the foundation of your self-respect is built on their validation, then you are standing on sinking sand, waiting for the inevitable collapse. A man who knows his worth does not argue for it. He does not waste his breath convincing those who refuse to see. He does not beg the blind to recognize the sun, nor does he lower himself so the ignorant may understand. His actions speak for him. His presence commands its own respect. He walks into a room and those with eyes to see will notice, while those who doubt will simply be left behind. You believe that words will make them understand that if you explain yourself well enough, they will finally see your value. But words are cheap. The world is filled with empty voices, with people who talk endlessly but do nothing, who proclaim their greatness yet remain ordinary. Do not be one of them. Do not waste your strength in arguments that lead nowhere. Do not seek to justify yourself to those who have already decided against you. Look at history. Great men did not waste their time proving themselves to doubters. They built, they created, they conquered. And in the end, their work became the proof they never had to speak. A king does not need to declare himself king. His presence, his rule, and his victory speak louder than any proclamation. A warrior does not explain his strength. His enemies know it before he utters a word. But the weak, the unsure, the desperate, they are the ones who rely on words. They seek recognition through speeches, through debates, through endless explanations, hoping to be understood. And in doing so, they reveal their own insecurity. If you must prove yourself, prove it in silence. Let your results be your voice. Let your actions be your argument. Let your very existence be undeniable. There are people who will never acknowledge your worth, not because they cannot see it, but because they refuse to. They are not blind to your potential. They are threatened by it. They recognize the fire in you, but instead of respecting it, they seek to extinguish it. They question you not out of curiosity, but out of fear. Because if you rise, if you prove yourself capable, if you succeed without their approval, then they must confront the uncomfortable truth. They were never above you. You mistake their doubt as an invitation to prove yourself, but it is not. It is a trap. Every time you explain yourself, every time you seek their recognition, you place yourself beneath them, offering them the power to determine your worth. But understand this, there are those who thrive on keeping you small. They do not want to see you confident. They do not want to see you certain, because your uncertainty gives them control. They plant seeds of doubt in your mind, not because they believe them, but because they hope you will. Look closely at the ones who always question you, the ones who never fully support, never fully encourage. They disguise their skepticism as concern, their discouragement as wisdom. They speak in ways that make you second-guess yourself, in ways that make you hesitate, because hesitation benefits them. Every moment you spend doubting is a moment you are not building, not growing, not moving forward. And that is what they want. They will tell you that you are not ready, that you are not capable, that you need to prove yourself further. But the truth is, no amount of proof will ever satisfy them, because their goal was never to be convinced. It was to keep you from realizing you never needed their approval in the first place. The ones who deserve to witness your greatness will never demand proof of it. They will recognize it in your presence, in the way you carry yourself, in the quiet certainty of your actions. They will not ask you to shrink so they feel bigger, nor will they require you to explain yourself to feel secure in their own choices. The right people do not question your worth. They affirm it not through flattery, but through respect, through understanding, through the unspoken acknowledgement that value does not need validation. Yet too often you exhaust yourself on those who were never meant to walk beside you. You waste your breath explaining, your energy convincing, your time proving, all for people who would not do the same for you. What does that tell you? That they see you as beneath them, that they do not view you as an equal, but as something to be examined, to be tested, to be doubted. And still you give them the power to determine your worth, to decide if you are worthy of respect, of recognition, of belonging. But tell me, why would you place something as sacred as your own value in the hands of those who do not cherish it? The right ones will not need a speech, will not need a demonstration, will not need to be convinced. They will not ask you to prove your intelligence, your strength, your ambition. They will see it in how you move, in how you build, in how you remain unmoved by those who seek to undermine you. They will recognize you, not because you demand it, but because you are undeniable. And when you stop wasting your time on those who will never see, you will finally make space for those who do. There is a profound strength in walking away. Not in anger, not in frustration, but in the quiet certainty that your time is too precious to be wasted on those who do not value it. There is a kind of wisdom in knowing when a battle is not worth fighting, when an argument is not worth having, when a presence is no longer deserving of your own. The need to prove yourself is a chain, binding you to the opinions of others, keeping you tethered to a weight that was never yours to carry. And yet you hold on to it, believing that if you could just explain yourself better, if you could just show them your worth, they would finally understand. But understand what? That you were already enough, that you never needed their validation. The truth is, those who demand proof of you are often the ones who will never truly accept it, not because they cannot see your value, but because they refuse to acknowledge it. And so they will always raise the bar, always shift the goalposts, always find a way to make you feel as though you have not yet done enough. But enough for whom? For people who do not respect you. For people who will never be satisfied, no matter how much you give. To walk away is not an act of defeat. It is an act of power. It is the moment you reclaim your time, your energy, your sense of self. It is the moment you stop justifying, stop arguing, stop seeking approval from those who were never capable of giving it. Because the truth is, the only person who truly needs to recognize your worth is you. And once you do, you will wonder why you ever sought permission to be who you already were. So now, ask yourself, how much longer will you seek approval from those who will never grant it? How much more of your life will you waste trying to convince people who were never meant to understand you? You do not need to prove yourself to the wrong people. You do not need to argue for your worth. You do not need to shrink yourself to fit into spaces too small for you. Let your actions speak. Let your growth be your response. Let your success be the only proof you ever offer. And above all, understand this. Those who truly see you, those who truly respect you, will never ask for an explanation. They will recognize you not because you demand it, but because you are undeniable. Now go. Walk forward with certainty, not to prove them wrong, but to prove to yourself that you never needed them to be right.